Hi, welcome back to Finally Revealed. I'm Michelle. In this episode, I want to talk about something that was raised by a viewer comment. In this comment, it was a question saying, I am a first-time home buyer and I am considering buying a home from a for sale by owner seller. Is this a good idea? Well, sure, it's a good idea because for sale by owner by a seller, I have a couple of videos on that. I'll put the links below. The biggest thing it means is that the seller's not paying a commission, so the asking price is usually lower to begin with. So as you are coming in to make a bid on a property that is being sold for sale by owner, you may have a leg up. You may have a head start in your bidding on the price of the home because the starting price may be lower. Check around the neighborhood that you're looking in and check the sales prices there, and were they sold by a broker? If the present listing price for this property matches what those other ones were, you can figure out what those other sellers really received at the end of their transaction. So that will help you in bargaining. Another thing that helps you is that a person who is showing you their own house will be able to answer your questions right away. They're not going to have an agent show the house. When an agent shows the house, the homeowner is not typically there. And so when the homeowner is the one showing you the house, you can ask them a question. You can ask to open doors and look at things. You can ask them about the property. There are rules in most states for disclosures to be made on the physical condition of the property. That comes at contract or after. So as you're going through the house now with the person selling it, you can ask those questions now that can help you speed along the negotiation process or give you the idea that this house is not for me. Is this construction original? How long has the roof been here? What is that stain on the carpet? Can I open this door? Can I try to open the windows? All kinds of things that you wouldn't ask a realtor because they're not going to know. You can ask the homeowner. So those are both two good things. Now, because there is not a broker for the seller has to do additional work. And because there is not a broker for the seller, you as the buyer, it should not be additional work for you because you should still do this. But oftentimes, because the broker wants that commission and wants that sale to conclude, they will push things along. That's not always helpful for the buyer, but the broker will push things along, including getting the seller to do things that they're supposed to do, such as get the contract finished and signed, get the title work issued, get copies of documents related to the title work out to the buyer, confirm dates for inspections, help source surveyors or building inspectors, property inspectors, mortgage companies, and those types of things because they want the deal to close. They're not concerned with the nitty-gritties. Now, as the buyer, you are going to be owning this property, so you need to be concerned with the nitty-gritty. Do you know about title insurance? Oftentimes, a buyer will be buying a property with a mortgage. Lenders require that their lien on a property through a deed of trust, a trustee's deed, a mortgage is insured, and that there's nothing ahead of them, and so they require title insurance to insure their lien. You as the buyer should have title insurance to ensure your ownership interest and that you're buying it from the party who owns it, and that you're not getting it with a lot of junk on the title. So you need to know about title insurance. You also need to know about contracts. You need to, as a first-time home buyer, you need to understand that there's an order in which things should occur. You make an offer, they make a counter offer, you need to check what they cross out in the contract, you need to make sure you know what you want to add in. Are you aware of things in the area? Are you aware of the Homes Association dues? Are those paid before the closing? Do you know about prorating taxes and prorating insurance and things like that? You need to understand what all of your costs are going to be when you buy the property. You need to understand time for title insurance commitments to be issued to show if there are any problems with the title and how much time it should take for things to be cleared up. You should likewise know or find out how long it's going to take to get someone out there to physically inspect the property. What are the things that you must know before you buy the property? And when you are getting things inspected, if they find something wrong, can they give you a cost estimate? And do you have a feel for what something is going to cost to be fixed? Is your tipping point in negotiations on these things as far as what additional costs you can handle in addition to paying this price for the house, and what things will require you to renegotiate? Those are things that apply in different ways if it's new construction, if you're building, if it's a very old home, if it's a historic home, if it's been recently remodeled. Those things are going to come into the mix, and you being able to evaluate all of those things when you put the contract together and space out your time frame to get enough time for you to get the information, to decide if you need to renegotiate or not, to do the renegotiation or to accept it or to leave it, and to make sure you have the necessary escape clauses if you can put those into the contract. So as a buyer, every buyer should have an attorney help you with the contract, help you understand what conditions and covenants and declarations affecting the land mean to you as a homeowner, what you can and can't do to the property, what you can and can't do on the property, where you can park your cars. It can be very specific or very general. And having someone who is experienced to know what these things mean and how to explain it to you in a way that you understand is really worth your time and your money, so that you don't have buyer's remorse or worse, big problems later. You need to get copies of all of the documents. You need to understand what the documents are, both as far as title, any easements, any rights of way. Get a survey. Does the fence match up with where the boundaries are? The right type to fit within the covenants and restrictions on the land. Do you know what those are? You want to make sure you get the right house for your life, for your needs, and for the time period that you're going to be living there. So, for sale by owner seller should not be scary. It just further highlights the obligations that you as the buyer need to fulfill for your own benefit. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments or questions below. Subscribe to see the other videos. Come back and see me next time. Thanks for watching.